Good morning, all the dignitaries.
Rising Star.
Good morning, all the dignitaries, professors, RE students, and my dear friends. Well, I'm Ashok. I'm working under Dr. Batra on organic solar cells. As with growing global economy and growing concerns over energy concerns over fossil fuel extinction and carbon fuels, like global warming gases and all that stuff. Also the safety of the nuclear waste and all the materials. Man was thinking like how many, or all these years we're just relying on gas. We just imagine how many gallons of gas you're wasting every day. Well, in fact, if you look at the reserves as of 2005, we just went up to 50, and we can see where Middle East is. In fact, there's a saying that okay, if the US has to gain all those oil reserves, it has to wage 3 more wars against Middle East in order to get those barrels. But looking at those figures, the former government, President Bush, they have come out with some kind of initiative so that they can form of clean energies. Then came the idea of windmills or wind energy. Well, it's not a new idea though; it's an old idea. In fact, the first windmill to generate electricity was in the year 1888 in Cleveland, Ohio. But still, they have some issues with it because in order to install it, they need to have a perfect wind and it has to be a perfect inclination, all this stuff. But as you know, it is not useful for all the commercial users. We can have windmills right away in the middle of the city. So then they're trying to look out for some kind of alternatives where they can fuel the cars, where we can cut down the pollution, gas, and all this stuff. Then in 2003, President Bush has signed on the hydrogen fuel initiative with the fuel cells. These are one of the versatile cells. These are pollutionless, and they just use hydrogen as a fuel. They can run the vehicles, but unfortunately, the major drawback is that cost efficient. It's very hard to find hydrogen gas because it's not abundant and it's not able to fuel all the cars in fact in the United States. So, but still, the research is going on in Georgia Tech on this. They're trying to cut down the cost efficiency and all this stuff. So then came out with the other idea that okay, why can't we use some other systems? Then came the nuclear energy. Now with the nuclear energy, well, I guess everybody are familiar with the happenings in Japan after the tsunami. We have the nuclear radiation leaks and all this stuff. But are we able to create some kind of? Do we have any answer for safety, energy-free conversions, and also pollution-free? Well, after so many days or so many years, we do have the answer for that. That's the solar energy. Well, in fact, they say that it's one of the versatile energy. It has got all the potential. It has all the potential. Okay. As a man is a really greedy person, he just wants to give less and expect more. Right? He just wants to give little money, spend little money, and he wants to get good efficiency, good output, and cost efficient. Right? And so that solar energy is really contributing a lot to that. What exactly it is doing? Well, in fact, in short, it runs the engines of the earth. It gives power to all the living organisms, all the stuff, whatever present in it is getting powers with that. And in fact, if you could look at what exactly or how do you get or how do you categorize the solar energy is that it depends on the location. Well, as in the United States, the Colorado, Florida, California, they have the great intensity of solar radiation. In fact, it is mostly dependent on the latitudes and longitudes, season of the year exactly, and also inclination of the electric surface. Hold on to that, I will be inferring it from the next few slides. So, it is all dependent on how far. Now, it's just like a solar panels that I have a demo there, I can show you now. We just have to face the solar panel towards the sun. That's all we have to do, but let's get into that. What's the potential of solar energy? What exactly does it have? Or what kind of energy does it have? Well, if you can look at it, we just need, or the Earth inhabitants need 400 times 10 to the power 18 joules in 1 year. All that energy we need in 1 year for the Earth. But here is one of the mind-boggling fact that we're getting almost 10,800 times 10 to the 18 joules every day. We're getting almost 27 times what we need per year. So you can just imagine how enormous is the energy. And this is what the photon energy what we need up there. This is one of that sun bars it up with more energy each minute than the world consumes in 1 a year. Then these are kind of mind-boggling facts. Now scientists have then changed their interest towards solar energy. Like, how can we use this energy, this enormous energy? And then, well, in fact, to all the future speakers, and like whoever spoke, I want to get one thing. Notice that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it changes from one form to another. Heat to light, light to electric, anything. But it cannot be destroyed. It has to move from one form to another one. Getting into that, now we need to harness the solar power. How exactly can we do that? Well, this is one of the old experiments we used to do that. Try to put the lens and then just fire it. This is just a similar imagination, but in fact it was firstly implemented by French people in 1888. They tried to make the printing press, mechanical printing press. They tried to use the solar power, try to generate the steam, and then they tried to generate the steaming mechanical printing machine. That was one of the greatest inventions in those days. And then now we have the modern PV, photovoltaic. That is, it just utilizes. We don't have all these structures. We just need sun falling on the solar radiation, falling on the chip or film, then giving the current. So what exactly are we doing in this is that let's get into one of the important aspects of this today's note, photovoltaics. What itself describes that photo is a Greek word called light, and volta is nothing but it's named after scientist Volt, who has measured volts. So it is nothing but converting the light energy to electrical energy. If you look at one of these, also called as solar cells, if you look at the common calculator with the strip up there, that is nothing but called as a solar panel or solar cell. It's like a backup for what we have back here. In fact, this is also one of the solar power satellites. Well, that was implemented. In fact, that was promoted by the then NASA scientist Glaser in 1968. It was the first solar satellite that they have powered in 1968.
So usually everything is done for solar power.
Exactly. They made a solar roof.
There, the slide is very. It's too much.
Yeah. As you go up there, the intensity increases. And well, you represent one of the energy intensive standard of living, well, not global warming and pollution. That's what we need. We don't need any pollution. We don't need any costly items. We just need to give less and expect more. So, in fact, this is one of the even they call it EOI, that is energy returned on energy invested. That is this. The analysts say that if you invest my energy now, probably I'll be returning those after 3.6 years. So, but this is a disadvantage because they're trying to increase that efficiency. So, getting into the advantages, we have a good number of advantages. No fuel cost, that's what we need. And best for remote applications. Yeah, they are used anywhere, any military personnel in the middle of the desert. If you're hiking, probably you might need that. Or in fact, they came up with the underwater solar panels too. You can use that in the water. So you can have wide varieties of applications out of it. Less maintenance costs. Oh yeah, that's what we did. I'm like, we don't want to spend all the money on that. And theoretically responsible to suffice. Yeah. In fact, that is one of the experiments. What I'm going to demonstrate. They are trying to design the solar homes. They're trying to design a wireless solar home. That is completely wireless. That just runs on the regular bulb. In fact, if you get closer, you can also get some kind of noise.
Don't turn it up.
Now, I'm trying to.
Mr. Sharp is here to fix.
So that was the first. In fact, they made the first green home in Switzerland in 2008. But research is still going on to augment the efficiency factors.
One second. This is called a smart house. Why this is called a smart house? Windows are photochromatic. If the sun is there, they become darker. If the sun is not there, they become lighter. So everything is automatic. Not only one, there are so many things are there. Battery is there, we can store the charges, we can do everything there. So this is called smart house or internet. Yes. We charge the battery. We charge the battery. Inside the battery.
In fact, you can power all the in fact basic necessary equipment that from here. Okay, the next one is no pollution. That's good. We need that. In fact, as a matter of fact, no pollution. As of 2005, the United States stands first in carbon emissions. So then we have realized that we have to cut down those things. Generation curve follows the demand curve in daytime. Exactly.
It will get hot.
Generation go, yeah. As you generate, there goes the demand. Where you generate, there goes the demand too. And okay, what would be the disadvantages? Obviously, that hurts us. But okay, but research is going on to reduce the cost. And as I told you, that the returns what we get after 3.6 years, but they're trying to reduce that too. Poor efficiency, yes, silicon, all the regular conventional solar cells are more efficient, but they're trying to augment the efficiency factors too. And in fact, that's all for the disadvantages. Okay, let me add on one to that. There's one of the concept what I had heard from one of the solar power company that okay, they need large space to install the solar panels, because if you get into Colorado Power, I spoke with that guy. They need to spread all the solar panels all over the mountain, so they just occupying the space. But it's not a concern for us, but okay, for as a company, they have that concern. So, all right, so let's get it.
The cost is high because they are silicon.
Exactly. Exactly. And they need all. In fact, the production is also very expensive.
Production of silicon now is becoming very cheap.
But when compared to organic, they're almost organics are like you get $5, but these are $100.
But I know this company where Morgan Bannon works in St. Louis. They are almost about $100 day and night producing silicon cells.
Yeah. In fact, also, but
What is the status of the Northwest silicon?
oh yeah. In fact, they even using that. That's a second generation.
The Northwest is not cheaper.
Exactly. But as you said, like silicon is like $100 per feet square, but this is like $5 per feet square. Organic. So they're just making all cheap and efficient. As we said, the guidance says that okay, low cost. Alright, so getting into the agenda, we are discussing about the photovoltaic fundamentals and solar cell operation and its components. Already, this slide might be boring for you guys, but okay, for these you might have to be familiar with that. As Dr. Sharma was discussing in the earlier session that about the band gap, we do categorize different elements like conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. Semiconductors are those which have both characters of conductors and insulators, and they have the band gap. Conductors have low band gap, and these have the large band gaps.